Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly reading. For the weekly reading, I'm using the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. I'm going to pull 6 cards and then we will move on to the love reading. And if you have me on Facebook, I'm going to be uploading some bloopers because you guys have to see why sometimes I have to record these videos like 10 times. It's always cat related. I've tried recording this video. I've already lost track of how many times, and my cats have derailed all of my work. And I do not like editing my videos and like editing. I don't think that is I don't think it's good for reading. So I just want you guys to see the type of things that happen behind the scenes. So anyway, let's get 6 cards and see what's going on. All right. Okay. I feel drawn to the back, so go ahead and pick this one. The first card is the Hermit. The 8 of Pentacles. Seriously, again, we had this card twice this week. The Hierophant. Temperance. The Magician. 2 of Swords. Wow, we have a lot of major arcanas in this reading. Let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 6 cards are major arcanas, which means that there are a lot of things that we have to take care of right now. These are significant events in our life. So give me a moment to look this over and tie everything together. Okay, we start off with the energy of the Hermit. So I feel like this week we're really going to feel like we need to be on our own. We may not feel, even if you're a very outgoing person, you may feel like you need some time to yourself to collect your thoughts. I feel like this is a time for deep soul searching, and you're trying to receive answers to your questions. And for some of you, you're also trying to find your way out of a sticky situation, because I'm looking at the 2 of Swords already. This is a decision. So I feel like you need to be on your own, and you may also just kind of be feeling a little down and kind of really trying to figure things out. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. Now this is important because we already had this card twice this week from completely different decks, and this is the work card. So I kind of feel like right now for a lot of you, like, work is your career is significant. And I don't always read this card as your career, but considering how many times it's come up this week, I do feel like career right now, it's front and center for everyone, and it's definitely front and center in this reading. I kind of feel like some people may be unemployed. Some people, there's issues going on at work. Either way, we have the Hermit here. So I feel like those of you maybe that are not working, Spirit wants you to know that something is going on that you don't quite understand yet. Definitely with the Hermit over here, I feel like for some of you, you may be in a job that you don't really belong in, because that's the energy of the Hierophant, kind of going into a place where you really fit in. You feel like there's a sense of belonging. And like I said, seeing next to the 8 of Pentacles, I feel like for some of you, you may not be in a job that really kind of defines who you are. So you may need some time on your own to really kind of figure out, what is it that I really want to do? Where do I belong? Where am I feeling drawn to? And then we have the Temperance card. And I feel like this card is saying I feel like some people may be tempted. I'm going back to the Eight of Pentacles because I feel like this is really important. I feel like some people may be tempted to take something as far as a career, to accept a job just because it pays your bills, and you just want to accept something. You want to be working, but I feel like they're saying don't make any rash decisions. That's the energy of the Temperance card. Really think things through carefully. And definitely with the Hermit here, you really want to take your time in making decisions. Just in general this week, you want to take your time making decisions. I feel like this is not a week to make life-altering decisions, especially with these two cards here, with the Hermit, which is all about, you know, deep soul searching, being on your own and trying to find answers from Spirit. Spirit is also here. And then they're telling you, you know, to be patient and really think things through carefully. Don't do anything extreme. They are telling you with the Magician that you have what it takes to solve this problem. And they're telling you that you're co-creating. So I feel like there's something going on here with the Hermit where you have to identify perhaps what is keeping you from your dream job. What is your dream job? I feel like you have it within you to figure this out. For those of you that are, you know, trying to find a job that really like defines you, you really want to fit in, you want to find your life purpose career. Maybe you're in a job that doesn't resonate with you. They're saying that you have it within you to create this. Maybe you're not even qualified to do what you want to do, or, you know, doors are not opening for you. The Magician is telling you that you can make this happen. And then we end the reading with the Two of Swords. So I feel like, you know, this is the energy of being stuck and having to make a decision. So, you know, I'm definitely feeling the energy of the Hermit as I said that. So I feel like you need to kind of be on your own before making a decision. Again, going back to the Temperance card, this is something that you really have to think about very carefully. When I see this card, I'm always drawn to the fact that she has a sword to his throat. And that's kind of like the energy of the Two of Swords. It's like basically like making a decision. You have to make a decision and you feel like someone literally has you at gunpoint and they're saying make a decision. But seeing the Temperance card here really kind of cancels out this energy. I know that the card is here, but because Temperance is here, they're telling you don't do anything extreme, especially with the Hermit here. They're telling you that you need time to really think things through carefully. As far as career, I do want to say that if it's not career, because the Eight of Pentacles doesn't always have to be career as in, you know, work as in 9 to 5. It could just be work as far as your day-to-day life. It's a Suit of Pentacles, so it could be relationships, your home life, things that are going on in your day-to-day life. And the same applies. You need time on your own to really kind of figure things out. I feel like, you know, this is Spirit on both sides of the Eight of Pentacles. So there's spiritual insights that you need to help you with your day-to-day life. And you may be tempted to make some type of decision at gunpoint, so to speak. You may feel like you're really, you know, you're put on the spot. You feel stuck and you feel like, you know, I have to do this. I have to. There's no other way. But they're telling you here that it's time for you to be really patient right now, for you to really find where you fit in, find where you belong. And you will figure this out by kind of being on your own, doing a lot of soul searching. And if you really can't figure out how to make this life happen for you, or this decision, whatever it is, they're telling you with the Magician that you have it within you to co-create the type of life that you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the love reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the love reading. I'm using the Universal Weight and I'm going to pull 6 cards. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the deck and see what's going on with everyone's love life this week. What energies will be around. Okay, so let's pull 6 cards and see what comes up for us. Okay, so the first card is the Two of Swords, which is pretty funny because we also had this card in the weekly reading. The Devil. The Magician, which was also in the weekly readings. Okay, this is very interesting. Strength. Death, which we had last week. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, so give me a moment to look this over and tie everything together. Okay, it does definitely seem like something tricky is going on in relationships. They're trying to help. I see, I'm sure you know what I'm looking at. Like front and center here, we have the Devil, and then we have the Death card. Two major arcanas. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 major arcanas in our love reading, which means that there are significant things that we have to address, that have to be taken care of when it comes to love. I see here in this card that there may be some unhealthy things going on in relationships. We were told in the angel message for last week that some couples were doing, there was a lot of arguments and bickering and tantrums. I feel like there's something unhealthy that could be going on with your partner, and this has to be healed. It may also just be a relationship that is not good for you, and maybe you don't want to see this, especially with the Two of Swords here. And keep in mind that this card also came up for us in the weekly reading that I just did, and here it is again. And this is a very, typical depiction of the Two of Swords, with the woman sitting there with her arms crossed, blindfolded. It's kind of like she's saying, I'm not budging. And her, she's blindfolded, like she doesn't want to see something. She doesn't want to move. And the water is behind her. So I feel like there's something, you may feel stuck in a negative relationship. If you're not in a relationship, I feel like you may feel stuck in negative beliefs about your love life. You may feel like, it's been so long since I've been in a relationship, or even kind of, been out on a date, that you may feel literally stuck in this energy of the Devil. These are unhealthy beliefs that you may be having about yourself. You may feel like it's your fault, that it's something personal about you, when usually there's a lot of things going on. And sometimes relationships are put on hold because sometimes your partner is busy. And that just means that your partner is in another relationship and there's work to do. But you may be taking this personally, and you may feel like you're stuck. I feel like there may be some negative thoughts that are affecting the single people watching this reading. And those who are in relationships, take care. I think I said this in the last reading, maybe the first reading, the very first love reading that I did. I feel like take care. Make sure that you are in a healthy relationship where you're being respected. Make sure that you're not taking abuse from your partner, and that everything is healthy. Now, moving on to the Magician. They're telling you that this is completely in your hands. You have the power. I'll start with couples. You have the power to cancel this out. If you're in a relationship, and we were told in several readings that those who are in committed relationships, marriages, long-term relationships, Spirit is right there on your side. They want your relationship to last. It's meant to last. You have a solid relationship. Here they're telling you that you have the power to fix this. So you might have to be the one that that initiates that heart-to-heart conversation. You tell your partner, these are the things that we have to talk about. We have to fix this. This just means that you're proactive, and that you don't let this negative energy keep going on and on and on and on. For those who are single, I feel like the Magician is telling you that it's in your hands to get out of this negative thinking. If you're feeling like it's your fault that you're single, maybe you're feeling like you're not really attracting anyone because something is wrong with you. Maybe you're blaming your physical appearance, or you feel like you have nothing to give, nothing to offer. You really have to believe that your love life is in your hands. So if you're really kind of believing this, then definitely that's what manifests. But the good news is that you have the power to change this. You really feel that you're in control, which means that you have the power to attract your dream partner, whatever that may be. Now down here we have the Strength card. So this is something that you have to tackle. This is kind of being really brave and really confronting ego. Now, for those who are in relationships, you may be having, especially with the devil here, you may have to confront your partner's ego. Your partner's ego may be going out of control. You know, you may have a partner who's really negative, or maybe there's some really deep issues that have to be healed. This just means that you have to be very forgiving. You have to be very compassionate. Listen to his or her side of the story. Let them speak. I feel like there has to be peace. And if you're watching this video, chances are that you are the light worker. You're a little bit more evolved than them, and you have the power, again, to heal this relationship. It's up to you. You're the magician. For those who are single, again, this is probably your ego that you're tackling, because your ego is telling you there's some negative thoughts, some negative patterns that you have to take on. So you have to kind of see that what you don't want to see here from the Two of Swords. You have to see that maybe I'm not being my own best friend right here, the Seven of Swords. This is sometimes sabotaging your own life. I mean, I have to say it because we have the devil. Sometimes this could be that you are attracting the wrong type of partner. You know, if you have, think about the partners that you've had in the past. You know, do you see any patterns in the type of people that you date? Things like that. If that doesn't apply to you, then do you have any type of patterns in relationships? Like, do they all end because of a certain argument or things like that? I feel like that is what they want you looking at. You have to be very forgiving as far as yourself, and like I said, cancel out these negative beliefs. Now, there's something huge, significant happening here with the Death card. I'll start with those who are in relationships and married. You know, the Death card is a new beginning. It is a new beginning. And it is the ultimate new beginning. It just means that everything is transformed. So I feel like this is the relationship being healed. This is a new beginning for you and your partner, whether you're in a relationship or married. You don't have to stay in this unhealthy energy where maybe you're not getting along and there's a lot of fights, there's a lot of arguments. We've had a lot of messages about work, and you know, we're human, so when things are not going well financially, there's a lot of arguments. So I feel like for some people there may be arguments or disagreements because you're just not making ends meet and it's affecting the relationship. So I feel like, you know, there's going to be a significant deep change in the relationship. It's healed and you're able to let go of all, you know, those unhealthy issues that are going on, and you're able to have that fulfilling relationship that you want, or that marriage that you always wanted. This is just like a new phase in your relationship. Now, for those who are single, this just means that the relationship that you want finally comes into your life. This is a new beginning. I know this is a Death card, but you know, seeing death riding the horse, it feels like the Chariot. It feels like almost like a knight card. So I feel like this is you finally see change in your love life after you're really, you know, you tackle your ego here. You finally see maybe some unhealthy beliefs or patterns, perhaps something that you don't want to see, a decision you don't want to make, and you're finally released into this like beautiful new beginning. I feel like this is also you transformed. I mean, death is the ultimate transformation. This is you transformed into a completely different person with a different mentality. And again, you find the partner of your dreams. Like I said, with the Seven of Swords, for single people, I feel like this is sometimes, like I said, not being your own best friend. Maybe being attracted to the wrong type of partner. Most of the time, this is like very karmic, or maybe unhealthy patterns in relationships. Like I said, it's kind of look back at relationships if you've been single for a long time, or you're having trouble in your love life, to see like why these relationships ended. Did they all end over certain things, like someone cheating or specific arguments? Because this is kind of like sometimes being your own worst enemy, or not wanting to see something, which we also have here. And in marriages and committed relationships, I feel like again, I mean, I feel like I'm repeating myself. They want you examining those things that you don't want to see. I feel like, you know, the energy of the devil. Don't if somebody is not being respectful to you, someone is cheating, someone is being abusive, don't make excuses for him or her. They're telling you it's really time to address whatever is unhealthy in relationships, whatever you don't want to see. And if you kind of turn your face, kind of like this figure here, if you're blindfolded and you don't want to see it, you're being your own worst enemy. I feel like you're missing out on what could be, you know, a really healthy relationship, maybe because it's time to move on, or maybe because you really have the ability to heal this relationship. Okay, everyone, this has been your weekly reading. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again on Monday with a daily reading.